Welcome back, folks. My name is Annika, and for those that don't know, I'm an adaptive athlete and I ride mountain bikes and gravel and generally all things para off-road cycling.
This video is sponsored by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company.
So today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about which bike do I prefer better. I've got my Bowhead Reach and then I've got my Bowhead RX, and both are adaptive mountain bikes that I ride in para off-road cycles. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the differences and which one I prefer and why. So my Bowhead Reach is a three-wheeled bike. It's all electric. It's got two wheels in the front, one wheel in the back. It is a ripper. It's got amazing suspension. I like to call this bike my downhill and enduro style bike. This is the bike that I ride when I want to ride downhill. It's the bike that I ride when I want to try new technical and sketchy features. The articulation is amazing on the bike. And I love how it still utilizes, flat bars. So I'm still able to have that same feel as riding an upright bike, but on my adaptive bike. So I love my Bowhead Reach. It's also the bike that I take on rides with my dog. It's also the bike that I bring to the beach. So in a lot of ways, this bike is just everything, right? It's an all-around amazing bike. Now, I do love my Bowhead RX as well, and I'm gonna get into that. So just like my Bowhead Reach, my Bowhead RX has two wheels in the front and one wheel in the back, but the difference is this bike is hand crank. So I move my arms forwards and backwards and propel the bike forward. It utilizes a Bosch e-bike battery and e-bike system. And so that allows me some extra input since I do not have the use of my legs and I only have the use of my arms. And so this bike is really good for endurance. It's also got the same kind of articulation as my Reach. So I'm able to, do a lot of off-camber sections and even, face technical rock gardens. I kind of liken this bike to like a hardtail or a cross-country bike, right? I would argue that if you're riding an adaptive bike and if you're riding an adaptive bike off-road, so on trails, you need suspension, right? You need to be able to have something that kind of acts as a buffer between the terrain and your body. Otherwise, your body is going to be taking that brunt force of the trail and all of those reverberations, etc. That might not be the greatest thing for you. So definitely use suspension. But this bike has enough suspension, but it's not as much as my Bowhead Reach. So I actually use my Bowhead RX as my gravel rig. So I use this bike when I want to go out and get endurance, when I want to have that great exercise, when I want to be putting down, 15, 20, 25, 30 miles at a time. This bike is great for that. It's great to get into that flow and to feel your body move through the motions. So that's what I use that bike for. Now, do I have a favorite? And that's what this video is about, right? Do I have a favorite bike? I don't know. I think last season, I really loved my RX more. I loved the prospect of being able to get that endurance and be outside and train for a gravel race or a couple of gravel races. However, this year, going into this season, I was feeling a little bit more like riding my mountain bike. I felt like last year I spent so much time on my RX that I didn't have enough time to build my skills mountain biking. So I actually spent more time on my mountain bike this year. So what is it going to look like for me going into the 2025 season? Am I going to be splitting my time equally between bikes? Am I going to choose to prioritize one bike over the other? I'm not really sure, but I did get a new part on my Bowhead Reach that is going to change everything. It's going to completely change the way I ride, how I ride, and how the bike handles. And so I'm really looking forward to spending these next few winter months really dialing that system in. But I can't really say what my 2025 season is going to look like. I'm going to kind of just go by feel and go by choice. I will be doing at least one mountain bike race in the season, so I will have to spend a good portion of my time on my mountain bike, but I would like to spend some time on my gravel bike as well. So in short, I don't know if I have a favorite. I like both bikes. I feel like they each have kind of their own season. Don't forget to follow along for more, like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at geodesicdome. I'm super excited to share more of my journey